Good evening and welcome to RFL. I'm Andrew Whitman, in tonight for Richard French. We have a lot to get to this hour, but we begin with Hurricane Sandy, Winter Storm Athena, and the aftermath of both. Residents in our region recovering from last week's superstorm, they are now digging themselves out after a nor'easter dumped snow across hard-hit areas. Portions of Connecticut and New Jersey saw more than a foot of snow. And for the thousands who just got their power back, well, many of them are once again in the dark after Athena hit last night. The nor'easter brought fierce winds and wet, heavy snow, plunging residents still recovering from Sandy back into the cold and darkness. In New York and New Jersey, 60,000 customers who got their power back after Sandy, they lost it all over again. LIPA, which powers Long Island and parts of Queens, still reporting more than 262,000 outages tonight. Fios One's Carolyn Fortino joins us from Plainview, Long Island. And Carolyn, I understand folks there are beginning to get a little angry.
Well, that's right, Andrew. Homeowners here in Plainview, Long Island are angry and frustrated after Hurricane Sandy forced them to spend 11 days living in the dark. But after a nor'easter dumped inches of snow on their community, they say they're scared and they don't know how they're going to keep warm unless the power comes back on.
Everyone is doing their job, but where is LIPA? Where is LIPA? And I know these people that came out of state to help LIPA, and I know LIPA do the crews, and I'm not yelling at you LIPA men that are doing the work on the ground. I commend you. What I'm mad at is your supervisors, the bosses, the owners, the head. What are you doing? You're doing nothing.
Now, LIPA was supposed to restore power to 90% of their customers by yesterday afternoon, but after the snow started to fall, that just didn't happen. LIPA estimates that at least 260,000 Long Islanders are still without power, and they have not released a date as to when the lights will come back on. We're live in Plainview. I'm Carolyn Fortino. Andrew, back over to you.
Making difficult times even more difficult. Carolyn, thank you very much. In the Rockaways, an area of Queens that was badly damaged by Sandy, residents also expressing similar anger and fear.
We need electricity. With no electricity, we're going to die here.
Meanwhile, in hard-hit Staten Island, residents there are angry because they don't think FEMA has been doing enough to help.
I know that my neighbors, they've been waiting for them, and they didn't come. I mean, they've even made appointments, let's say, for 1, 2 o'clock, and they just don't show up.
Thank God for the people in the neighborhood that have been helping us. But for the most part, you know, I don't see a lot of other people that should be helping us.
And in New Jersey, 167,000 homes and businesses lost power overnight, all a result of the nor'easter. Fios One's Natalie Patterson went to Belmar, New Jersey, a town that was having so much trouble trying to pick up the pieces from Sandy when Athena came through.
As if this wasn't bad enough, just a few days after the floodwaters finally receded in Belmar, a nor'easter ripped through the town.
It just made everything exponentially more difficult.
Volunteers have been working nonstop since Hurricane Sandy to help people clean out their homes. Some even worked right through Wednesday night's storm, which created some serious setbacks.
Definitely slowed down all the electrical work and contract work that was done, but it's also increasing the pumping needs of the basements. They're having reflooding.
But that isn't keeping these folks from helping as many people as they can. We headed out with a crew Thursday morning, the first stop, a house we had captured on camera 1 week ago.
All that's left.
This woman tried to salvage anything she could from her parents' house. She was relieved to save this old photo of her mother. Furniture damaged beyond repair was broken into pieces and hauled out. Then it was on to the next house, where we found 12-year-old Dennis Lepore.
I'm thankful for them.
About a dozen volunteers helped clear out the Lepore's basement, badly flooded during the hurricane. The family dog watched from the car as a front loader returned to the neighborhood to pick up large pieces of trash. Jim Keady, one of the volunteer coordinators for Belmar, told us for him, it's personal.
This is the town I grew up in. I've been cleaning out homes of people who were my Little League coaches, my rec soccer coaches, basketball coaches, former teachers of mine.
Despite the cold weather, volunteers keep coming. Keady says it doesn't matter what Mother Nature throws at them, the recovery will continue.
Taking care of it and getting this town cleaned up.
In Belmar, Natalie Patterson, Fios One News.
Now, earlier this week, we showed you the story of a family in St. James, Long Island, a family that needs electricity because 2 of their children rely on ventilators to help breathe. Fios One's Kevin Vesey visited the home and put in a call to LIPA, which got their power turned on later that day. Well, unfortunately, after the nor'easter, their power is out again, and Kevin returned to the home for a second time to try and help.
On Sunday, I visited the St. James home of Lori Burke, who lost power during Hurricane Sandy. And while most families need electricity to turn on the lights, watch TV, or heat their homes, the Burkes need it to keep their children alive. You see, Lori's 25-year-old daughter, Mary Ellen, and her 24-year-old son, Kevin, both have an extremely rare genetic disease called micro syndrome. The family has been using a propane-powered generator at a cost of around $150 per day to keep their life support systems running.
Their breathing is not good, so they're on ventilators. Mary Ellen at night, Kevin at night and then in the day if he needs it. Both need to be continuously monitored by nurses 24 hours a day.
After my visit to the Burkes' home, LIPA sent 4 trucks to put the power back on. They were successful, and Lori says she was ecstatic.
It was life back to normal, which is a whole world of pressure off our shoulders because every day is a big day here anyway.
But just after midnight during the nor'easter, their power went out again, and the Burkes were back to square one.
Here we are again, running the generator, trying to get a delivery every day. And, you know, we're not the only ones in this situation. That's the problem.
So Lori called LIPA and was told the very earliest that the problem would be looked at would be next Tuesday.
The first call this morning was 40-minute wait time, and that's for the critical care people. 40-minute wait time to tell us that we're at the bottom of the list now because they're working on all the Sandy people.
So once again, to try to help, I called Mark Gross from LIPA. I'm once again at the Burke household in St. James and left a message on his voicemail. The next time I called,
you reached Mark Gross at the Long Island Power Authority.
The voicemail box was full. I still haven't heard back from anyone over at LIPA. Lori says something has to be done to make sure that LIPA's critical care list gives special needs families preferential treatment during emergencies. She wants to change the laws to make that happen.
Wake up and look at Kevin and Mary Ellen and the hundreds of them that are out there like them. This, you know, we're not the only ones. You know, what is it going to take? It's going to be a sad day when someone dies that's on the critical care list.
In St. James, Kevin Vesey, FiOS 1 News.
Let's hope they get that power back on. We're going to continue to update you on that story in the days to come. And that's only part of the problem, the individual families or homes in crisis. So many of us have had to experience the delays at the gas station, where it just takes forever to actually get gas. Well, because of that, New Jersey instituted gas rationing, even plates on even days, odd plates on odd days. And now that's coming to New York City and Long Island starting tomorrow as well. Gas rationing in and around New York City. And it's in add to that tens of thousands of people who aren't in permanent homes. And again, not in some distant place that we see on the news, but here in the New York metro area. It literally is leading us to a community in crisis. You've heard the questions from LIPA and getting the power back on Long Island. It may be on in some places by Thanksgiving, they're not saying. We know that Governor Cuomo has threatened action against LIPA, but residents are now saying that threatening is fine, but that's not solving the problem and getting the lights turned back on. As complaints continue about out-of-state crews, they're the ones that are being hailed as heroes along with regular LIPA workers, but questions about a lack of middle management in place. Again, we're going to stay on this every single day, and we're going to bring you back to the storm-ravaged areas throughout our region and bring you updates on how your neighbors are doing and what people are doing to help out. You can see up on the bottom of your screen, we have numbers to call if you want to offer a helping hand. And it's a helping hand that's so badly needed in so many places, as well as a focus on bigger solutions to try to prevent these sorts of things from happening in the years to come. We're going to take a quick break here on RFL. When we come back, we get to politics. Now that the presidential election is over, it's time to look ahead to the next roadblock, the fiscal cliff. Or will a compromise be reached first? That and much more coming up. Stay with us.